It's great being here in Toronto. It's an exciting project, and our partners are really, really terrific people, and hopefully we'll do other things together too. And I just want to make a note of apology for the idiotic behavior of my president. It's a disgrace.
The Abraham Accord. Mr. Witkoff, the president said he wants to...
Yeah, thank you. Can you direct traffic? Yeah,
Guys,
thanks.
let's act like adults here. They are generously offering their time to answer your questions. You don't need to scream at them like a bunch of school children. Ouija, go ahead.
Robert De Niro didn't just crash the political circus. He walked in, slapped the ringleader, lit the tent on fire, and moonwalked out while sipping an espresso. Karoline Leavitt, burnt toast.
Karen.
Do you know if Mr. Musk took the same oath that you and other senior advisors to the president took about adhering to the Constitution, following the law? Do you know if he took that oath?
I don't know the answer to that question, but like I told Caitlin, I can get back to you guys on that.
It says, "Wake up, Punchy," he says to you. And that's not the only time. And he moved over to Truth Social. Robert De Niro, whose acting talents have greatly diminished with his reputation now shot, must even use a teleprompter for his foul and disgusting language. So disrespectful to our country. Now, in all fairness to the former president, is that true? Do you have to use a teleprompter when speaking about President Trump? Or are you able to just kind of riff on your thoughts on him?
Yeah, he's so stupid.
Trump? A smoldering pile of bad spray tan and wounded ego. It felt less like a rally and more like a scene deleted from The Irishman for being too brutal. Except this time, Bobby D wasn't using bullets. He weaponized sarcasm, rage, and the savage eloquence of a man who's been done with the nonsense since 2015. Forget trust in Trump. De Niro looked that slogan dead in the eye and laughed like it just tried to sell him a Rolex in a dark alley. Trust Trump? He sneered. Honey, he can't even trust his own reflection without asking for a second opinion. Meanwhile, Karoline Leavitt caught so many strays, she probably filed an insurance claim under Acts of God. In MAGA-land, Karoline is supposed to be their shiny new prodigy. The Gen Z mouthpiece who brings TikTok energy to a party still blasting Kid Rock CDs. But to De Niro, she was just background noise. A Bluetooth speaker stuck on pathetic, buffering every 5 seconds while trying to sell you diet pills and patriotism. De Niro didn't just criticize. He turned that podium into an open casket for delusions. He roasted their slogans, charbroiled their fantasies, and served up the ashes on a silver platter labeled, "Reality You Might Want a Meter." And the best part? He made it look like he was ordering a coffee. No script, no PR team whispering in his ear. Just raw, feral New York energy slicing through the bowl like a hot knife through a butter sculpture of Ronald Reagan. MAGA's golden children thought they were stormproof. Turns out they're just the weather apps that say it's sunny right before a tornado tears off your roof. This wasn't a comment. It was performance demolition Robert De Niro, standing solo on a flaming soapbox, serving Tony Award-worthy realness while the MAGA Peanuts gallery tried and failed to throw popcorn at him. He didn't just throw shade, he triggered a total eclipse. And when he hit him with that now iconic "wake up, Punchy," twice, mind you, it wasn't just a jab. It was a brutal uppercut straight to the ego, gift-wrapped and personally signed. Naturally, the MAGAverse went into meltdown. On Truth Social, they threw a toddler tantrum so loud, it probably set off car alarms across 3 counties. "He's reading a script," they cried. "He's disrespecting America," they wailed, conveniently skipping the part where De Niro delivered more unscripted truth in 5 minutes than some elected officials manage across decades. And while Trump supporters clutched their pearls, Robert De Niro freestyled harder than a Brooklyn rapper at a blackout. "He's so stupid," he barked, inventing a new phrase in real time because, honestly, English didn't have enough words to cover the level of stupidity on display. Let's be honest, De Niro didn't just dunk on MAGA, he shattered the entire backboard. They handed him a clown car, and he revved it into a flaming NASCAR crash with 0 survivors. Meanwhile, if you're lucky enough not to know who Karoline Leavitt is, let's just say she's what happens when you feed a Facebook comment section after midnight. Touted as the fresh new face of MAGA 2.0, which, plot twist, is still MAGA 1.0, wearing a Snapchat beauty filter and trying desperately to read cue cards. Think Kayleigh McEnany's understudy. But swap out the binder of fake facts for a vape pen, a ring light, and an unshakable belief that maybe she should have finished that communications degree. In the end, De Niro didn't just roast a movement. He opened a 5-star kitchen, cooked them alive, and left before the Yelp reviews hit. MAGA's favorite karaoke singers thought they were belting out the national anthem. But De Niro showed up, ripped the mic out of their hands, and reminded everyone that reality isn't optional. The whole us versus them storyline shattered like a clearance sale snow globe. De Niro yanked the velvet curtain back to reveal what we all suspected. A sad little puppet show, where facts are booed off stage and loyalty to nonsense is treated like virtue. Karoline Leavitt isn't the voice of a new generation. She's just a recycled playlist of bad ideas, blasting on loop through a dollar store Bluetooth speaker with a cracked battery. And De Niro's takedown? It wasn't just a roast. It was surgical arson. He didn't shout, he didn't stammer, he didn't spiral into a teleprompter fever dream. He coolly, methodically lit the whole fake empire on fire with the precision of a man who's seen 100 scams bigger than Trump and could spot a con job from Queens to Calabasas. MAGA world brags about being real, but De Niro reminded them, reciting buzzwords isn't authenticity. It's cosplay for people who flunked civics. Karoline came in thinking she was headlining the future of conservatism. She left looking like the opening act at a Times Square TGI Fridays. De Niro didn't just call out the emperor for having no clothes. He pulled out a megaphone, described the tan lines, and sold tickets to the unveiling. Meanwhile, Trump's empire crumbled under the weight of its own cheap grift, folding faster than one of his Atlantic City casinos. Sad. And here's the kicker. De Niro wasn't just venting. He was delivering a warning shot laced in streetwise philosophy. Facts don't need volume, they carry their own gravity. One stone-cold truth, dropped with calm fury, hits harder than 1,000 MAGA memes taped to the back of a pickup truck. This isn't De Niro's first rodeo either. The man has been throwing up red flags about this political car crash since the moment Trump sauntered down that escalator like a discount Bond villain. We laughed, we scoffed, but De Niro saw the rot early, the dangerous combo of idiocy and egomania, and he's been screaming ever since that ignoring it isn't an option. Now that Trumpism is breeding interns like Karoline, trying to dress up disaster as youthful rebellion, De Niro's not letting it slide. Karoline thought she was lighting a new torch. De Niro crushed it under his boot and handed her a nightlight with a dead bulb. Let's not sugarcoat it. This won't reform the GOP. They're too deep in their live-action roleplay where loyalty beats logic and owning the libs counts as foreign policy. But for the rest of us, De Niro gave the moment we didn't know we needed. A loud, hilarious reminder that somewhere, somehow, sanity still exists. And it wears leather jackets and knows how to throw a rhetorical left hook. At the end of the day, De Niro proved the most cutting political speech of the week didn't come from a podium, a rally stage, or a desperate Twitter thread. It came from an 80-year-old legend who's lived through better scripts, smarter presidents, and higher stakes fights, and knew exactly which house of cards needed kicking.